Tennessee Titans Weekly, we can't read a rock, but being the best podcast with Huff and Chop. We cover the Titans early in the morning or later, with everything you need, spitting facts, no paper. From the Music City, born and raised, we reppin'. The city and the state of Tennessee, we steppin'. Our fans enjoy, they say they'll enlighten us. Let's go Titans fans and tighten up. Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast. We're here to be the best and never last. Hawk and Jock, what's the plot? To make the Super Bowl, or can we win or not? Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast. We give you news and perspectives and do it fast. When you see our shows, tell us what's up. Let's get this win and go home and tighten up.
Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques. What's going on? Good morning, good evening. As we always say, what time it is, your way. We want to say thank you for joining the show, for sure. What's up, Jacques? How you doing, bro?
And I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
Good, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good, man. I'm good, dude. It's a beautiful Saturday, man. The weather here is amazing right now, man. It's I'm tired of the cold, so I'm glad when it starts warming up. I don't know how it is everybody else's way, but right here in Nashville, it's starting to warm up a little bit, man. So it feels great, man. Feels great.
Yes, sir. Likewise. So
yeah, man. Yep. So Yep. So what's up, folks? What's up, everybody? Tuning in onto the show. We got folks already tuning in. The live chop up. What up, Sherrod? What's happening? What's good? What's good? Jay Bryant, what's happening in the building? NJ Shorts.
Yes,
what
sir.
up? Oh, Jay Keon, what's happening?
Yep.
What up? Okay, Jay Keon. Okay, got the new YouTube. Okay, all right, cool, man.
This is new. Okay, so I like it. Like cool stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's cool.
That is, man. So for those who this is your first time watching us, man, make sure to subscribe to the channel, man. We bringing content, man, all over the place, bro. Check us out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button while you're at it as well. You can also, again, we're on Bleacher Report. We are the official Tennessee Titans podcast on Bleacher Report. So if you don't have the app, download the app. We got content on Bleacher Report. We have a show even every Wednesday, so check us out. We're on Instagram, Tennessee Titans Weekly, Twitter, Titans Weekly 24/7. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're everywhere, man. So,
Sure.
The NFL Combine.
Mm-hmm.
A lot going on. The buzz in the Combine has been, what are the Tennessee Titans going to do? How do y'all feel about that, just in general, folks in the comments? Like, people talk about, don't tank. And I understand that. But will we ever remember the 2024 season? Hell no. What we will remember is this draft right where we at right now, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's been a positive because we hold the chips. We pretty much are throwing bait on the fishing pole like this, like what y'all gonna do about it, right? So Jacques, man, talk to me as far as the combine, just overall, just in general, man. What's your thoughts on things, man?
I mean, it's been some good stuff. It's coming out specifically from the quarterback position where you have the two top quarterbacks, which is Shedeur and Cam, not throwing, right? That was a big deal within the week. Everybody making a big deal out of it, right? And so I think with them interviewing like they've been able to interview, it's kind of swayed a couple of people, a lot of Titans fans, on how they perceive them, right? Initially, man, you've heard people, of course, talk about Shedeur. Basically, this whole quarterback class period is saying this is some of the worst quarterback class they've seen. This is not good. This whole entire draft. And so what this combine specifically, again, I'm going to talk on the quarterback. What it's done is it's saying, okay, hey, I can actually hear them speak, right? I can actually hear them interview. So I'm going to take one thing that with Shedeur is confident. We know that. We've been knowing that, right? He has confidence, but he's not cocky. He's got good confidence. I call it good confidence. A lot of people don't like that, but I do. Okay. Then you got Cam, who has said some of the most intriguing things out of this combine when it comes to specifically the Titans, right? Cam is a very smart, intelligent human being. And one thing that I did like that he said was, hey, Titans, I've watched some of your games. I see some of your concepts. Some of your concepts match what we do at Miami. So it's almost like, hey, I'm a plug and play type player. Hey, if you draft me, you can plug me in day one and I can play day one. Hey, what do we do, right? So stuff like that you're starting to see. And then of course we go into the DNs running like 4.5s and 4.6s and 4.4s. You'd be like, damn, you're a DN running at DN. That's amazing, right?
Yep.
Now I think you have the receivers that are going to run today. You got Isaiah Bond. So this combine has been intriguing. Nothing spectacular, if that makes sense, but it's been intriguing, if that makes sense. And before I continue, Titan South with the $5 super chat. Thank you,
All
brother.
right.
Hey, you know what we do every time we get a super chat. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Holla.
Yes,
Holla.
sir. Yes, sir. What's up, Titan South? Let me see here. All right.
He says, what's up, fellas? I hope Berganzi has the right mindset and fix the broken Titans team. Ward is a massive upgrade at quarterback. Let's make the playoffs in 2025. And we're going to get into that conversation. Before we do that, Hawk, let's give our boy Titan South the what?
Titan South. Do-do-do-do. Boom. Titan South in the building early. Titan South. Hey, we appreciate it, man. Yeah. We're going Berganzi the right mindset. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, you want to address that now, Jacques? You want to wait later?
We can address it now. Shoot, let's flow with it.
Let's see. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna let you rock first, Hawk, and then I'll get my thoughts on it. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, my initial thoughts is, man, as far as the combine, players are getting the opportunity to show what they can do, as always, right? That's always been that's what the combine is for. And so, when I look at what's out there from a talent perspective, there's a lot of talent at running back. There's a lot of talent at defensive end, and there's a lot of talent at tight end. Like, it's unbelievable. Outside of that, I don't think there's a lot of good offensive linemen. There's not a lot of good quarterbacks. There's not a lot of good defensive tackles. There's not a lot of good safeties. So you have a lot that you can look at outside of the first round. You have a lot of other positions you can look at. Now, I know a lot of folks are speaking on, maybe drafting Abdul Carter at pick 1, and that's fine. That's opinion. Everyone has their opinion. And I understand where people are looking to add more depth to the team. You started a particular spot and those things. But I do looking at the combine, when you look at talent, there's a lot of talent at defensive end. So given that we have pick 1, when I look at, say, Cam or Shador, the conversations that they're having, the interviews that they're having, from what I'm hearing so far, it looks really good. The things that they're saying and things that will, coincide to what we need here as a team. And other teams are going to listen to this as well. Now, we can all speak a good game. I could speak a good game as well too. So what they do on the pro day based on their interview answers, and then what they do on the pro day, plus the film and the things they've already had from a success standpoint, you're looking at a complete player. And right now, I think that Shador and Cam are positioning themselves very well in the combine without even throwing. And, it's happened. This is not new. This is not a new thing where you say, when Shador was the first one to say, I'm not throwing, and I knew he got a lot of smoke. And because I think people want to see him do that. But then Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, a lot of players started to follow line as well, too, to say, listen, man, look, first of all, there's not a lot of quarterback competition out here. So I'm not going to put myself at risk to throw the guys that I don't know, right? So I'd rather do that in the pro day and things like that. So, from a business standpoint, it makes sense. Initially I didn't agree with it. I didn't. I want to see them throw. And if you're trying to solidify yourself as 1, because there's other players that people are wanting to be at 1, to solidify yourself, show what you can do. But they're taking the approach of, I ain't got to do that right now. I'll show y'all what I do in my comfortable space. But for right now, I'm going to interview. I'm going to do what's being asked. And I get it. I understand. I understand. So I'm really happy on what Shador is saying. He is very confident. What Cam Ward is saying, I really like what he's saying as well, too. And not just outside of them, like the players that are there. There's players that's stepping up. You look at James Pierce. He out there running a 4.4. He's 6'5", 260 out there. You got the safety from South Carolina that's moving up. So there's other picks that could be available for us early in the second round too. You know what I'm saying? So, and we'll discuss that as time goes on to kind of figure out what we want to do pick 2 or round 2, because I still don't know what I really want yet. But overall, so far, I really like what's going on in the combine with the players that are there, whether they're participating or not. We'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Yep.
So speaking of when we say trading, right? Now, again, that's been the biggest buzz of all today, right? Even all the way leading up to when we got the number 1 pick. I think when we announced that we had the number 1 pick, you already had people talking about trading out of it, right? And I think that's the typical Titan thing to do. that's the typical Titan thing to do. And we've done it before, right? What is your thoughts on trading out? What's a non-negotiable? A non-negotiable for trading out, and then a negotiable for trading out. So talk to me, Hawk. What do you think?
So I think a non-negotiable for me is really based upon anything that's under 3, right? So I don't want to pick 9 and 10. And if you give me 9 or 10 or something more than that, man, you better give me a lot. And I don't know if a team can afford that. And it really depends on the team and how many. If a team has 2 first-round picks, I'm listening. We'll see what's up. But if I negotiate a trade, at least I'm thinking as an organization, when I think about the Titans having the bottom quarterback room in the league, I do think the Titans have the worst quarterback room in the league. If you all disagree, put in the comments if y'all think it's a team that has a worse quarterback room. And I could be proven wrong. I'm not a person that thinks I'm right all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you show me that, I'm like, damn, that's a good point. But I'm telling you right now, I feel we have the worst. So in saying that, that's our biggest need. So if I can position myself to trade down, if I'm able to grab a quarterback, maybe it's Shador, then I'd be willing to listen. I would. But I think that's what it's going to take. I don't think we can get down anything less than a 6 or 7. And if we do trade, I need your second round pick. I need an extra second round pick. I need an extra third and even a first for next year. So I think it's like a 4-for-1 type of a deal. That's the type of picks that you can get when you have pick 1. So I think what Shador and Cam, what they're doing well in the combine, at least question wise, I think teams are going to be like, And then you got to look from a business standpoint. Okay, just take, for example, Shador Sanders. When you look at the fan base, as far as the Titans, we had the lowest viewership in all football last year. Now, it's not all about, this and that. We got to win football games at the end of the day. That's what it is, right? You can have the flashiest player. If he's trash, it doesn't mean anything. But we don't know what these players can do. We don't know yet, right? So he is positioning himself for other teams to say, well, damn, jersey sales are going to go up. Seat sales are going to go up. There's going to be more fan base across the country because of Shador. Even got more hate. But sometimes when you're the most hated, you're the most loved. That's just life, right? When people hate you and you're good, that's a good thing. So when you look at that, he brings a business aspect to it too. So if I'm trading this pick, I'm like, hey, man, look, you got a guy that's not going to just be a quarterback for you. You got a guy that's going to bring notoriety. You got a guy that's going to bring in revenue and those things. You better amp it up. So I'm not against the trade. But you got to come through, and it can't be under 3. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what I'm thinking. If it's anything less than that, it's the only thing I'm going to say, Jacques. If we end up trading this pick, dude, and Cam and Shador, we talked about this. If they end up going somewhere and they ball out or whatever, it's going to be a problem. But if they suck, if they're trash, I'd be the first one here to say, hey, good job, Barganzi, good job, Callahan, or whatever. So if we trade the pick, it can't be under 3, and I need at least 3 or 4 players, 3 this year and 1 next year. That's how I look at it. What about you, Jacques?
I mean, my thought process is the same, and you always don't have to trade the number 1 pick to get draft capital. Remember, we are picking high in the second round, so you can always use that as a negotiable as well to say, hey, I didn't trade my first round pick, but I also have my second round pick that I can literally take and say, hey, I want to move down 4 spots. Give me your third, because we don't have a third round pick, right? So give me your third round pick. Let's go ahead and negotiate that way and then go from there. I'm not a fan right now of trading the first round pick because I'm like y'all in the comment section. I'm a Cam fan, right? And I think we talked about this on our shows prior to that, where you got Shador and Cam. Which one would you prefer? They both have their pros and they both have their cons, right? But at the same time, I liked what I heard from Cam. So it's almost like the typical Titan thing to do is miss on not gonna call him a generational talent, but miss on a talent like we've done in the years past. We missed on Randy Moss. We've missed on several players that we could have been in position to draft, right? So I think to change the narrative of this franchise, I think we need to do that of saying, hey, let's get out of our norm and draft with common sense, because the Eagles draft with common sense. The Chiefs draft with common sense. Playoff teams draft with common sense. The Titans have not done that in years past. And so we see where we're at now. We're at the number 1 pick. So for me, non-negotiable is if I think Cam's my guy, draft him. Then you have the second round to go in there and say, okay, hey, now we can negotiate. Maybe somebody wants to get up And I think we picked 4. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong in the second round. I'm gonna look that up real quick here. Draft order 2025, because I think again we pick in the second round. Let me see here if it pulls it up. Come on, second round. What we got? No, they don't want to mess with me. Hold on. I think we pick high in the second round anyway, right? So with us picking high in the second round, that gives us even more ammo to say, hey, okay, whoever wants to go up and get a tight end that you think we probably will get, or a receiver that you can't pass on. Hey, we're here, but we need, hey, this, and this. So that's my thought process on it when it comes to that. Hey, let me see. I'm going to try to get moved back and say, there you go, top tier. So there you go again. And I think when people think about it, again, a lot of people just don't, they think narrow-minded when it says, hey, just trade the first. You got the first overall pick, load up on picks. Well, the problem with loading up on picks is, one, do I trust the Titans to hit on those picks? Because of late, I've lost trust with the Titans. So say if we do get an extra 5 or 6 picks in this draft, can they do the right thing? Does Mike Bergonzi and company have the right mindset to say, okay, hey, let's get this player, let's get this player, let's get this player, let's get this player? We did that before, right? We've done that before when we traded our first round pick to the Rams, right? They got what's his name, Jared Goff, and we got a slew of players, right? Out of that slew of players that we had and we got, I think Derrick Henry probably almost about the only one that really panned out. Bayer did us a service as well, so I got to give Bayer credit. But there was a lot of misses with those picks. So when I look at this, I'm like, hey, do the smart thing. Let's rock. And so that's my thought process on it. I'm gonna go some of these comments, man. Y'all bringing some heat in here. So I'm gonna just look at Big Bad John. What up, bro? He says, if we tanking for Arch Manning for next year's draft, I think it's a waste of time because he's not coming out until 2027. And you're correct. And even if we are drafting for Arch Manning, the problem is he's a meal ticket. Every team that needs a quarterback at that moment is going to send the house. That's just what it is. And there's no guarantee that we will even be in the top 10 or top 5 or even top 20. We'd be in the top 20, I anticipate. But to send the house to go up and get Arch Manning, that's gonna be hard. So while you still have the number 1 pick, do something with it. Titan South, I'll come back to your question because I want to say that for the chop up. And I like this Titan South. It says it wouldn't make sense to tank again with the number 1 pick. It's to go for the number 1 pick, wild card team in the playoffs for 6-7. Exactly. D09, what up, bro? He says we need Cam Ward. Be stupid to pass on it. I agree. And it seems like since his interview, a lot of Titans fans are changing their tune on Cam. I think you had a lot of low-key Titans fans that were quiet, but now you're starting to be more vocal. I'm looking on X, formerly Twitter. I'm just doing some homework, and I'm just gauging the fan base. And I'm like, I think everybody likes Cam. And when that happens to us Titans fans, we tend to get disappointed because the Titans going the other direction. I'm nervous that the Titans wouldn't want Cam or Shadua as a face of a team. Now, Jay Bryan, can I ask you to elaborate on that? Because I like to see where you're going on that, because that's an interesting take, and that's actually a good take. And I want to see where your thought process is on that. Let me see. Titans house, he's going to likely struggle early, but I bet he catches on quick and improves, unlike Mayo Boy. And, I agree. If y'all have not followed Cam Ward's journey, he was a 0-star recruit. He wasn't even recruited out of high school. He had to go to a JUCO, and it was a Christian school. He went there and did his thing. Then he went to Washington State and did his thing for like a year or two. And then he went to Miami and bought out. So he's not lying when he says every place he's been successful and he's been putting in work. That young man, and I like his mindset too. Not saying I don't like Shadua's mindset, but I like Cam's mindset of he's a heads down. I'm here to work. I'm here to get the job done. Let's go, right? Top tier says Titans need to stop making it complicated and take Ward. I know you don't want to give your hand out early, top tier. One thing I did like what Mike Bergonzi said is, yes, we have gotten calls about the number 1 pick, but we'll entertain it. We're not going to have an emotional brash like John Robinson did. And I actually, even thinking back when John Robinson did pull the trigger and we traded that number 1 pick, it was actually an emotional trigger in my opinion, because we traded it too early. I think we should have got a little bit more out of that, but hey, it is what it is. So I like the approach that Mike Bergonzi is taking. So, I mean, Do not make an emotional decision because somebody says, "Hey, we're going to give you this." Nah, I need a little bit more. I need an unbelievable package for you to be like, "Okay, I see. We can't pass that up." You know what I mean? Let me see. Big John said, "I'm going to be mad if we trade for a bunch of picks and don't do nothing with the players we picked out." That's my point. That's where I'm at with it, man. If that happens, yeah, man. Like I said, my trust with the Titans is very low. I think my trust will be out the window at that point. Anything they say, it's gonna be hard to reel me back in. The Titans, the whole fan base wants to do it. Can we will be very? I know. A Titan South be starting to happen. Second round, got to be a receiver. Now, I want to elaborate on this real quick. I 100% agree. Say if we hypothetically do draft Cam Ward, right? You have Restrepo that played with him at Miami, who will probably go in the second round. And I think he was Miami's leading receiver or something crazy like that. You pair those two, he already has rapport with him. Or even if you get Isaiah Bond, right? Isaiah Bond is he's about to break the 40-yard dash. We don't have no speed. Calvin Ridley's speed, but Calvin Ridley's getting older, right? We need speed. We need young, fresh legs to come in here and almost be the face of the wide receiver room as we're phasing out Calvin Ridley. Because again, he's about to be 30, I think, almost in his 30s. He's in his 30s now, so you need to get younger at receiver. That's my I agree 100%, man. I agree 100%. Let's see. What up, Tremaine? He said, "Did you guys start yet?" Yes, we are started, man. Go ahead, hop in, man. Throw them questions in there, man. Let's see. Titan South says 4th round, go edge, and we'll probably get a decent pass rusher. Yes, I agree with this comment as well. The edge group is deep. That's why, and I'm gonna ask this question. After you heard about Abdul Carter's injuries, right? His shoulder and I think his knee, would you still draft Abdul Carter with the number 1 pick? Put your answer in the comment section, yes or no, right? With that being said, with the edge group being deep in this draft. So, yes, you would draft him with the number 1 pick. No, you would not draft him with the number 1 pick. That's a great call out, Titan South. I like that. And I think we have maybe 2 number 1, 2 number 4. I think let me see. That's why we got Google. Hold on. Let me see here. This draft picks 2025. Let's see what we got here. So we have 2 4th round picks. So and 2 5th round picks. So you can get good depth with those 2 4th round picks. And we picked 35 in round 2, which is good, right? So say if you want to get that 3rd round pick back, somebody can trade up and get that 35th pick, right? So let me see what y'all saying. Somebody said no. Okay, he said no. I like that. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the show. Hey, we're doing this almost an improv show. Yeah, I mean to chop it up with y'all. We haven't chopped it up with the Weekly Family in a minute. I know we've been on Bleacher Report grinding and doing our thing, but we want to come back, man, and just chop it up with y'all and get y'all's thoughts on a lot of stuff. So, good thing we got 2 4th round picks. Let's see. Tremaine, he said, what are some decent wide receivers in this draft that you like? Now, I was just talking about wide receiver. And with that being said, with our draft position and where we're drafting at in the 2nd round, I don't see T. McMillan being on the board. That's the Arizona receiver. Luther Burton, he probably ain't going to be on the board. Amike from Ohio, I know that joke ain't going to be on the board. Matthew Goldman, especially with them running the 40s today. Trey Harris, he's getting a lot of buzz. I say we might have a shot at like Xavier Restrepo for Miami. We might have a shot at Isaiah Bond. If I had my pick, okay? My first pick would be Trey Harris because he reminds me of A.J. Brown. I love Trey Harris, man. I would love me some Trey Harris because you can kind of plug him and play. And he's A.J. Brown, in my opinion, A.J. Brown 2.0. The way he's able to break tackles, he got good, strong hands where he can catch the ball. Will he be there? Hell no, okay? Isaiah Bond is intriguing to me because he's saying he's going to break the combine 40-yard dash record, right? And he might do it. He'll joker fast. The thing is with him, if he does it, I can see a team like the Chiefs who already have speed, right? They'll just add to their stable of stallions that they have already. A team that just needs speed, I can see them going. But I would entertain Isaiah Bond because of his speed element. We don't really have a speed element in that wide receiver room that I really trust, if that makes sense. I know Calvin, they say he's fast, but Calvin's getting a little older, right? So we need to replace. Now, if you want to go with size, you do have a couple of options as well, right? Again, Trey Harris, 6'3". You got the kid. Now, I'm going to tell you another kid I like from Stanford. Eric, if he's from Stanford, he's about 6'2". He's a nice receiver as well. He got good hands also. So you got some good day 2, day 3 receivers that you can get in there that I think out of this whole receiving class, nobody stands out like that, but they're good supporting cast receivers, if that makes sense. And with us having Calvin Ridley, which is a good thing, he still gives us an option to say, okay, we still got Calvin, who was a 1,000-yard receiver last year. Shout out to the Titans. And just add to the stable. But that's something we haven't done since A.J. Brown. And, well, yeah, we got Traylon Burks in the first round via the stupid trade. But to do it right, man, do it right, man. I want to build this offense like we kind of built this defense last year. So, great question. Let's see. He said, Titans staff, I barely started watching football in 28. Okay, barely started watching football. But I've been a Titans fan since I was 13. Okay, nice. So you sound like you're just getting into like the X's and O's. Correct me if I'm wrong, Titans South. So, Jay Burks, what up, bro? He said, I'm still on Sanders. His confidence is on 10. I like Sanders, too. I would not be disappointed if we draft him. We need either or. We need a quarterback, man. This quarterback room is super trash. Let's see. What about Cam and his receiver in the third round? Rashepa, I just talked about that. I would do it. It's almost like a Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase type deal where you bring them in together and they already have that rapport and they already know, okay, hey, do what you got to do, right? So I like that. Let's see. Shador would be nice, but I bet Levis would outplay him in training camp and Ward could. Now, Ward, man, you talking about Ward making Levis look stupid? I was joking with Hawk with this. I said Ward's confidence is he has slick banter. His banter is very slick. So his trash talking can come off as being an a-hole, but his trash talking actually motivates you. So I can see that making him look real silly. And if he does, that's a good thing because that means we got something good on our hands and everything like that. Now, let me ask you this. Say hypothetically, if we do draft Cam Ward, what is your expectations of Cam Ward if we do draft him or Shador, right? So if we do Shador or Cam, what do you got, right? What's your expectations? And I'm just getting to these comments. He said, if both are winners, why are we having this conversation? Please tell me. Hey, you're right. You're right, A-. I agree. Why are we having this conversation? Look. Me and Hawk have already been screaming from the mountaintops anyway that we wanted a quarterback. So questions like these and statements like this needs to be directed to the national media who they do not believe in the Tennessee Titans drafting a quarterback, right? That's the problem that I got with this whole thing is people write us off. And I get it. I get it. The Titans organization has been ran in a way to where it is not trustworthy. Right. So I understand certain aspects of why they say stupid things. It makes me mad. Yes, it does. But the Titans have to earn everybody's trust back. So do the right thing and get you a quarterback. Titans, please don't play stupid. Just take it. I know. Let me see. I want Big Sawyer. Hey, are you talking about the wide receiver, Stanley? What up, Stanley? What up, brother? What up? What is going on? Let me see. Stanley, you say you want Sawyer from Ohio State. I like that. I like the tight ends in this draft too, Jay. I was just talking to Hawk about this. We were having an offline conversation. And the tight ends in this draft, they deep as well. So I wouldn't draft quite. Okay. Thank you, Top Tier. So like I said, I'm getting to the comments. I asked the question earlier. If you're just now joining the show, I got 2 questions for you, Titan family. 1, would you draft a Adoree' Carter knowing that he has a messed up shoulder and a messed up knee with the number 1 pick? And if you do draft him, and I'm going to add to that, how would you feel? Would that piss you off? Would you be happy? What happens? And then the other question that I proposed, I actually forgot. Let me see. I like Sawyer as well as Stan. Okay, got you. Let's see. I'm just getting absolutely not risky. We did this before, except for Big Jeff. I like it. And we can afford it when we did it the first time, right? Titans haven't had a quarterback that speaks with as much confidence and swag as Cam and Shador. I agree. Jay Burks, what up, bro? He says, what are some of the DBs in this draft y'all like? What is my guy with the $2 super chat? Now, my co-host, he's handling some business right now, so I'm just going to have to rock this thing on my own real quick. Boom! Jay Burks with the $2 super chat, bro. Appreciate that. So, some of the DBs that I like in this draft. Now, will we get them? I don't know. I doubt it. Travis Hunter is my Travis Hunter is my if I gotta rank him, my 1A DB. And then I like Will Johnson too. I've liked Will Johnson for almost 2 or 3 years, man. That joker, man, when it comes to a technique perspective, the way he gets in and out of his breaks, the way he plays, man, defense is amazing. But there's one kid, I'm not going to say we're going to have a shot. I don't know if we will. He was at the Senior Bowl. Maxwell Harrison, okay? And that joker, man, he went off in the combine. I think his 40 times like a 4.2 or something crazy like that. And he's smooth. He's got smooth hips. He got smooth hips coming in out of his back pedal. I like his the way he carries himself when he's in zone coverage. He's a very good zone cover corner, and he's a good man corner. He's almost like a plug and play type corner that you can play right away. And I'm not gonna say who he reminds me of on our team when it comes to Brownlee, right? I thought the same thing with Brownlee last year. I was like, Brownlee, man, he's very smooth and he got good man coverage, man. He's doing his thing. But I like him. And will we have a shot at him? We might have a shot at Maxwell. We might, because of the simple fact, I think it helped him with his 40 time. His Senior Bowl helped him. He might, because he's a day 3. He's a day 3 prospect. But I can see him sneaking into day 2 because of his 40s, just strictly off his 40. Now, DB's not a need. That's the problem. DB's not a need. I'm going to tell you what, DB's not a need when it comes to cornerback. But we do need a safety, okay? We do need a safety. So I lump DB into that category, but we need a safety. The safety that we have, the kid from South Carolina, will we have a shot at him? No, we will not have a shot at the kid. We will not. So I'm preferring a safety at that point and maybe a corner for depth. But I like Malachi Moore from Alabama. I do. Shout out to him. But we need a safety. We need a safety bad because we don't know if we're going to bring back Diggs. I doubt Diggs is coming back. Maybe we do something in free agency. I don't know. But I like the kid from Kentucky, man. He's solid, dude. He's real solid. Pollard really was only yep, I agree. And that was your 2 skill position players, Titans South. Think about that. You got a 1,000-yard receiver and you got a 1,000-yard running back. Interesting. For us to be a trash team is crazy, man. What up, Brinkerhead? He says Travis Hunter is a cheat code. I agree. Travis Hunter is a super cheat code. Now, would you play him at DB or receiver, or would you play him at both? Brinkerhead, that's a question for you. Would you play him at DB? Would you play him at receiver? Do you think he's durable enough to do that in the NFL? Because that's hard, man. Titans South Levis was doing good in weeks 10 through 14, but the Bengals got him benched. He's too inconsistent. I agree. Titans South with the $2 super chat, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, again, my co-host is handling business. Let me give you what we do all the time. Boom! Titans South with the $2 super chat, brother. Appreciate this. Anytime you donate to the show, this goes back into the show, man. So we really appreciate y'all, man, for doing that. And if you do decide to donate, we will stop everything we're doing and spotlight your comments. So, Titans South, you think the Titans trade for Deebo Samuels? No, I don't. Unless it's like a fifth round pick or anything like that, I don't. Unfortunately, man, I think I haven't heard too much buzz around the Titans in free agency or any trades, man. And I think Bergonzi had mentioned that they're not going to be as aggressive in free agency as they have in these past couple of years, even with trading, right? Now, if Rand Carthon was still here, I could see that. If Rand was still here, Rand would be kicking the tires right now. He'd be like, hey, what can we get for Deebo? We give you a 5th round, a pick, or 4th round, right? If we still had our 3rd round pick, I probably would entertain it. I probably would. I'd be like, hey, we got a 3rd round pick for Deebo. Would you take it? Right? But I don't think the Titans would trade for Deebo Samuels. I think they're trying to, in my opinion, they're trying to build through the draft. I do. And I think if they find any value in certain players, it has to be a specific player that fits their mold, right? And I think Bergonzi kind of gave us a sort of a tidbit of what he's looking for: a blue-collar player, somebody doesn't have character issues, all that fluff and stuff like that. So, and I'm not saying Deebo has character issues, but I just don't think that he will trade for him. So, let's see. Deuce, what up, Deuce? He said Sanders would put butts in seats and he would change it. He would. And he did mention that. He said, you want somebody that's going to come in all day one? Do what you got to do. I agree with that. He could be a culture changer. I like what Callie said. Start him at DB and design plays for him. Yep, I like that. Hey, same here, man. Let's see here. Big as he says, this year's class is deep with edge rushers. No need to draft one at boy. Man, y'all using your brains, man. I gotta get weekly family. I say this all the time, man. Y'all some of the smartest Titans fans out there, man. Y'all, that's logic. That's what you call logic. That's logic. Let's see here. Johnny Hubs, what up, bro? He said, what would be the trading package to trade out of the number 1 pick? All right, so we just talked about this earlier. And if you're new to the show, welcome. When you come in, hit that like button and also subscribe. If you're not subscribed, appreciate that. So my trade package, I prefer not to trade out the pick, but if it's a negotiable where I can say, okay, man, I need that. So what I'm going to need from you is your 2nd round pick this year, your 3rd round pick this year, your 1st round pick next year, your 2nd round pick next year, and go ahead and throw a 2027 2nd round pick in that package as well. And whoever we trade with or whatever, say if it's the Cowboys, because I heard the Cowboys that had called the Titans about the number 1 pick, we need CD Lamb too. That's my trade package. Something that I cannot refuse. If you give me that, I can't refuse it. I can't turn it down. That's the trade package that I want. Do I trust the Titans to do anything with that? I don't know. I don't. But that's my trade package. Let's see here. Titans says, did y'all see Variable and Callahan were next year? I did. I see that, man. Hey, what up? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate that. Let's see. I need Giants 2nd and 3rd next year's 1st. Hey, Burkhead, add a 1st for the 2027 too. Hey, Felice, them boys gonna be. And there's a report. There's a report that just came out, breaking news, that the Giants are trying to look up to move up to number 1. So what that is telling me is there may be buzz around the combine that the Titans might be looking at drafting one of these quarterbacks. Now, it could be smoke and mirrors. I don't know. But when I hear teams like trying to climb up to say, hey, I want that number 1 pick, what that is telling me that these jokers might be in the play to actually draft a quarterback. Like, for real. It's interesting times we live in, man. Interesting times. I think I seen a comment. Hold on. Somebody asked about Callahan and is Callahan on the hot seat? Who asked that? I want to go back to that comment. Yeah, there we go. Titan Sap. I'm coming back to you, bro. So he says, do y'all think Callahan is on the hot seat? I think everybody's on the hot seat with Amy. I do. I think if they do not perform, I'm going to say this. Let me say this. If we do not get this number 1 pick right, say if we trade out, say if we trade down to 4 or something crazy like that, and we hypothetically, I'm not saying it's going to happen, we draft Abdul Carter, and he comes into training camp and he needs surgery on his knee, and he's not playing the first couple of games. And Sanders and Cam show out. They take their teams to the playoffs, hypothetically speaking. Yes. And the Titans only win like 5 or 6 or 7 games. Yes. Callahan is gone. Berganzi, he just got here. He'll be on the hot seat. I'm just going off of the patterns that Amy has displayed throughout her tenure being the controlling owner. And she has an emotional trigger, and she will pull that trigger fast. So, yes, I do think he's on the hot seat. I do. Let's see here. Let's see. Whatever she said, I think some fans don't. Hey, again, that could be a possibility too, right? We still live in times like that where you have some biases when it comes to certain fans that don't want to see that, even though we've had that before with Steve McNair, right? Vince Young, we've been there. But even when they were in situations, certain things transpired, and y'all know how that went, man. So again, all cards are on the table. All cards on the table. Giants are very desperate. Yes, they are. They are very desperate. I agree with that. They are very desperate, and they're so desperate. They're getting to the point that they're so desperate. They're talking about calling Aaron Rodgers, and when you to the point where you call Aaron Rodgers, now maybe what they're going to do is they'll bring in Aaron Rodgers, and they'll also bring in a draft quarterback. I mean, I can see that playing out too, right? So let's see here. Johnny Hubs, he said, if you're a fan of Ward, but aren't you worried he hasn't faced much pressure last year? So if you go back and look at the tape, I'm actually not worried because if you go look at his Washington State tape, it's a little bit different. So if fans didn't know, he just didn't play at Miami. He played at Washington State too. And actually, when he played Washington State played Colorado. And when he played Colorado, Travis Hunter was playing in that game. The best DB in this nation at the time, the Heisman Trophy winner. So I challenge you, if y'all don't have nothing to do today, go back and watch that game. You can go on YouTube. You can go back, type in Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders or Washington State versus Colorado, and put in 2023, I think. Yeah, 2023. Type in 2023, and you'll watch that game, and you'll see that game, and you'll be like, wow, that was the game that kind of sold me on Cam. I was like, man, Cam, I was already sold on him. But when I looked at that game, I said, man, to go against competition like that and how he did it, I said, Cam ain't no joke. So he faced different pressures at Washington State than he did at Miami. Miami has a good offensive line. Miami's defense was just trash, okay? Their defense was just horrible. That's the thing about that. So I think when you think about pressure, I look at it in a different way. You go back and look at the Syracuse game when they play Syracuse, and actually that's the game that knocked them out the playoffs. Go back and watch that game and see how Cam performed versus how the rest of the team performed, and formulate your own opinion at that point. I know people don't want to watch film. They don't want to watch this, that, and the third, but I challenge you to go and watch it because your perception will change if that makes sense. And that's, again, I'm a film guy, so I like watching film, and I like seeing what you've done bad, what you're okay at, and what you're good at, right? And a lot of those, even I heard about the Cam thing where it's his decision-making. Somebody compared him to Will Levis, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not consistent. It's not on a consistent basis like Will. And he's almost to the point where you can coach him out of that. So that's just my thoughts on that. Go back and watch him when he played So Titan South says, Titans receive CeeDee Lamb, Parsons, Cowboys. That's a hell of a package, man. That is a hell of a package. There you go. There you go. There you go. Welcome back, Hawk.
I see the smoke on the screen, bro. You good?
Yeah.
You over there cooking, ain't you?
Amy is not waiting for this team to be bad this coming season. Wanting this team. Yeah, I know, man. Look, y'all know how Amy is. Amy is very emotional. Okay. And I'm not going any. Let me watch my words. Amy's very emotional when it comes to certain decisions. She wants to win a Super Bowl, right? And we know how certain things happen when you get emotional. You do not think. You're not thinking logically. You got to use your brain and you got to think logically in these certain situations. So what up, Jay? Jay says, if there's no trade value for Landry, do we cut him instead? Oh, I know you're back, bro. I'm going to put you on the spot, man.
Hey,
what you think?
Jacques, first of all, I appreciate you holding it down. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They had an important phone call to make or whatever. So I know you've been here. I could hear in the other room. I said, boy, Jacques cooking, dude. So, all right. So if there's no trade value for Landry, you have no choice. Really. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, I mean, you could keep him. But it depends on, what is it that you're trying to do? You're trying to add and get some youth on this football team. And I would love to keep Harold Landry. I think Harold Landry's a hell of a ball player. Harold Landry's going to get you 10 sacks a season guaranteed. It's a guaranteed 10 sacks, right? It's just a matter, could it be, more or less or whatever. And, so in the right defense, I think he can actually do more. So there is trade value for Landry. I don't really see him getting cut, just being cut. I think we're going to get something for him. Jacques and I have talked. I think, Jacques, you were kind of saying 5th and 6th. I was kind of saying 4th and 5th, right? So there's trade value for Harold Landry. You know what I'm saying? And so this is how I look at it, Jacques. If I'm the Philadelphia, no, Tampa Bay or the Washington Commanders, it's like, hey, man, you see what Philadelphia did, right? That's how you want to win a Super Bowl, right? You have 2 dog defensive tackles, you know what I'm saying, like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. They're dogs, the pure dogs. Jalen Carter is arguably probably the second best D tackle in the league the way he's playing. Now, he's ridiculous. And you got 2 bookends that are pass rushers. Y'all won the Super Bowl like that, right? So you got teams that have 3 good defensive linemen. You need 1 more pass rusher. I'm like, so Washington, Tampa Bay, the Rams? Well, not the Rams. Rams got 2 young bookends. So you want to win a Super Bowl, bro? Okay. We need a 3rd round pick for Harold Landry, dog. At least a 4th. Or 4th and a 6th. I got to get 2. Harold Landry could be a missing piece for a superior defense, man. I think he's good enough for sure. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, there's trade value.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jacques?
It is. But like like who said that? Brinkerhead says Philly's looking at Myles Garrett. It's almost like I'm tiering them, right? If I'm tiering them and I got my list of pass rushers that I would like to trade for, right? Where does Harold Landry land on that list, right? And I don't know. I know Myles Garrett, Harold. That was maybe another pass rusher, I think, from the Steelers that they're letting entertain a trade, right? When I look at that list, I'm like, okay, if I'm a team, Myles Garrett is number one, right? Maybe Harold Landry is number two, but if I don't have a lot of draft capital, I might not make that trade, right? That's why I mentioned the fifth and sixth round, maybe, because, and I'm not saying Harold has done some great things here, right? Harold's stats are off the chain, but it's just like, what are you looking for, right? What are you trying to get? So, yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me see. Brickheads, what if we trade down to 3 and still draft Cam? Man, you win. That's a win.
That's a win.
That's a win.
It's a win. It's a risk. It's a risk.
It's a big risk.
It's a risk.
It's a big.
And this is the thing. So, Jacques, as I was telling you the other day, the weirdest team in the draft is the Cleveland Browns.
They are.
So if you traded down to 3, you would think, well, I should be all right. If somebody picks Shador at number 1 or Abdul Carter, whatever, whoever picks at 1, if we make that trade to go down to 3, Cleveland has the second pick. So you got Deshaun Watson, you got Jameis Winston. They don't need no damn quarterback. You got a quarterback.
Right.
So unless you can't, if you cut Deshaun Watson, oh my gosh, do you know what that salary cap is gonna look for Cleveland, bro?
You threw that money down the drain.
Yeah, absolutely, dog. And that'll be a cap hit for them for probably 3 seasons, dog.
3 seasons.
They have to really be like, man, we really want Cam Ward or Shador. They have to really want them to do some stuff like that. So I don't understand this pressure of Cleveland getting a quarterback. Well, we need a quarterback. So I'd be down with that. Like I said earlier, if we trade down to 3 and able to get a quarterback, I'd do it.
That's a win, because then at that point you told me you gave me your either 3rd round or 2nd round pick, plus something for next year, and then that's why, like you said, that's a hell of a win. It's like, okay, and that tells me, say if we do trade to 3, somebody wants Travis Hunter, maybe, right, and maybe somebody wants Shador. This maybe it's a big hypothetical, right? It's like maybe
it'd be the Giants. It'd be the Giants.
It'd be the Giants, right? And I heard that the Giants are talking about they want to move up to 1. I'm like, okay, cool.
From 3 to 1.
Hey, if that's the case, again, I don't know, man. So let me see.
I could see a big reason why the Giants want Shador Sanders. I could see, because the Giants ain't had a quarterback since Eli Manning, bro. They have tried so much on quarterbacks, bro. They picked high on Daniel Jones. They signed Daniel Jones to a big contract. It didn't work out. And then if you cut Daniel Jones, that's a big salary cap hit too. So you keep Daniel Jones, you draft a quarterback, and just see what happens.
Right. Yep. And Johnny Hubs, are you talking about whose footwork is bad? Is it Cam or is it Shador? Can you elaborate on that if you don't mind? And then Brinkerhead says, I want to rebuild the trenches like Philly. Now, let's talk about that, because Philly, that didn't happen overnight, right?
Yep.
That didn't happen overnight.
That's right.
That happened in specific drafts. They got lucky. That's why I say Philly drafts with common sense. The Titans draft, they make it rocket science. Philly said, okay, hey, we're going to pick Jordan Davis. All right, cool. We're going to get his teammate. All right, cool. Oh, man, you still available? Which was ironic, because it's like, they're still available. Let's pair them together and let's see how it goes. So those things do not happen overnight. They happen throughout time. So say if we're building through the trenches, which we've already started with T Sweat, right? You got your pillar. You got Jeffrey Simmons. That's your other pillar. Now you got to say, okay, hey, we're going to go out and get an edge. This draft is deep with edge. You might get you a 1 in day 3, day 2. You just never know, right?
That's right.
So when you think about it, think about it in that way, where Rome wasn't built overnight, but if it falls in your lap, take it. Don't do nothing stupid, right? Hold on, Hawk, before we get back.
Yes, sir.
Titan South has been hitting us with the super chats, bro. We appreciate that. Before we get to the boom, let's do it. Hawk.
All right, Titan South. Do. Boom. Titan South in the building once again. Titan South. Hey, bro, we appreciate it. Man.
He says, what if the Titans trade number 1, the Cowboys surprise everybody?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. That'd be stupid, man.
The Titans, I don't know where the Cowboys are in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I would, based on where they finished last year, if somebody can look at that on Google, I could look at it real quick.
I'm doing it now. Hold on.
Okay. I'm going to say 12. 13, something in that ballpark. The way they finished last year,
Let me
they're
see.
too low. They're too low. They're too low.
They are 12. You hit it right on the
Bam!
nail.
Boom.
Yep. 12.
Yep. 12.
That is extremely too low.
Yeah, that's low. That's low. That's low. That's too low. That's too low. That's too low.
Ooh, you talking
It
about?
would have to be a trade. It has to be a trade partner. It had to be a three-way, and that normally doesn't happen in the NFL. That's NBA stuff where you have a 3-team trade deal to move up. And again, so if the Cowboys do that, it's like, what are you all saying? You want Abdul Carter so you can trade Michael Parsons, because that's what will happen. They'll try to trade Michael Parsons and CeeDee Lamb or what's that?
Or Travis Hunter.
Yeah, or Travis Hunter to get Travis Hunter right. Or are y'all trying to get rid of Dak Prescott to bring in Shedeur Sanders? I mean, there's so many different scenarios. I think the Cowboys, I do actually think the Cowboys are talking. I do think they're talking to the Titans. Like, hey, man, what do y'all want to do? I believe that.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
The Cowboys need a turnaround. Like, the Cowboys got talent, man. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Jerry Jones. That's the problem. Is Jerry. Jerry is their roadblock. That's the problem. If they move Jerry out the way and let somebody else come in and cook, I guarantee you they'll be in the playoffs. They might even go to the Super Bowl without the talent they got. But it's Jerry. I don't know what it's weird, man.
And I know Dak got hurt last year, and I don't know if they should trust. I think Dak is better than what a lot of people try to give him credit. I think Dak is actually a pretty damn good quarterback, dude. He just got hurt last year. Dak will get picked. If there's something with Dak, somebody will pick up Dak. But he signed a big contract too, so it has to be Michael Parsons.
Yeah. Sean Vanderhaal says, I'll take Sanders because we need a name to help sell tickets and will most likely get more prime time. Yes, you correct. Yes. You are damn correct on that. You're talking about filling out a stadium and you will fill out the new stadium because right now they're kind of struggling to fill that stadium as well. So you're 100% correct. You need to put butts in these seats. If you're a season ticket holder, nobody went to the game last year. Yeah. Let's see here. Tight said, I can see Cam Ward beating the Chiefs in the wild card round and taunting Chiefs fans and beating Ravens.
Oops, my bad. I'm trying to take that banner off.
No. You good. Right. Let's see. He said an AFC champion. You talking about the little chin thing he does? Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, we got another super chat. Shout out to Jay Burks.
Jay Burks.
Let's hit him, Hawk.
Okay. All right. Jay Burks. I got this picture way up here. All right. Jay Burks. Do. Boom. Jay Beasy in the building. Jay Burks, we appreciate it.
All right. He says, how confident are y'all in Snead and Cheeto this year concerning their health? I'm skeptical about them.
I am too. Both of them. I am. More Snead than Cheeto.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm concerned. I am. I'm concerned. I am.
I agree.
I'm concerned. I am.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's almost like the Chiefs knew, like, hey, man, that man knee ain't all that, dog. If y'all want to sign him, and we'll pick up some players, and let's do that. And they did that, and we got finessed from that standpoint. So I hope nothing but well wishes and blessings to L'Jarius Sneed because he's an unbelievable ball player. But in some things you can't help. He got a bad knee, and that's his knee. He got no control. Make my knee better. Boom! Right? It doesn't work like that. So I'm concerned. So Jacques, I was thinking. Go ahead, Jacques. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, somebody asked about DBs in this draft, if we were going to draft DBs, and I'm with you. Like, first of all, they're older, so and that's why we have Brownlee. Brownlee to me was the wild card. Brownlee was like, okay, we got us something. Somebody can kind of come in, and he'll get better, right? We still have what's his name,
Roger McCreary.
We still have McQuarrie. So you still have two serviceable, but these are your big dollars, right?
Yep, that's right. These are your two outside starting corners. Yep.
And so, yes, I'm concerned. And you do not get traded for no reason, right? It's two reasons you get traded. Either you hurt or you want out, right?
Yep.
And Snead didn't want out. He was hurt, and we were stupid enough to take the bait, right?
That's right. We did.
We were stupid enough to take the bait. Like, okay, and hypothetically at the time, it was a decent trade because it's like, hey, we need talent. Let's get talent. Cheeto came in here. He's been in the league for a while. So, yes, I am hella concerned. I'm skeptical. And that's why that question came into play about what DBs do we like in this draft, Hawk? I'm going to ask you that, Hawk. Do you have any DBs that you like in this draft?
Travis Hunter.
Okay.
Travis Hunter. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I can understand. I saw something this morning on Instagram. They were just talking about like the top corners in the league. It's like the top 50 corners. They had no Titan on there. None. They're just saying from last year, right? And it's like, damn. And you get to thinking, it's like Cheeto missed most of the season. When Cheeto played, he did well. I give Cheeto credit. When he was on the field, he did well. And L'Jarius Sneed did well up to maybe like the last game or two that he played. And I was like, is that man hurt? You said that. I said, I think that man hurt, Hawk. That man hurt, Hawk. And next thing you know, he's out for the season, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, if I'm picking that high, I'm picking Travis Hunter as far as a corner. But you know, there's other corners in the draft. And you know, as time goes on, we'll look more in depth on that to see who's in the draft. You know, there's some corners in the combine right now running. And just because they're fast doesn't mean they're great corners, right? I would say the Harrison guy from Kentucky, but I got to do some research on this guy, right? He's got a lot of speed, but I'm not like, oh, yeah, we should just draft him because he's fast. So, you know, I got to dig a little deep because corner's not been on my mind. And it should be. And it should be. We might need to get a corner round 2.
All around day 3. So I gave my take on this, Hawk. And the kid from Kentucky, he was in the Senior Bowl. And you seen him play, right? He has his starts. He's a day 3 pick, but I think that 40 might have pushed him up day 2 a little bit, right? Just a little bit. And we got 2 4th-round picks. So if he's there, why not kick the cans on him, right? But like you said, just getting in film study, I haven't really studied just yet. So that's on my we talked about it yesterday. I said second round and below, I want to start studying these guys, right? Basically what we need.
Yes, sir. So, and y'all know we will. Like, we're gonna know all about all these players. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we have our pre-draft show. You know what I mean? So don't be surprised we like corner.
Safety.
Yeah.
We talked about safety. Yeah. So Tremaine has a great question. He said, is there anybody on the Titans coaching staff you would change if you're Brian Callahan? I got one. You ready for this?
Okay, go ahead.
Brian Callahan calling plays.
Yep. Good call.
That's my change. I would change Brian Callahan calling plays. I do not want him calling plays. Nope. I want him to get a legit offensive coordinator that you go outside the organization and hire, not your buddy. I'm sorry. Right. No, that's me. What about you, Hawk?
Jacques, that's a hell of a point, dude. And so I wasn't going to answer like that. I think that's a hell of an answer because I was going to say Nick Holtz. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say if you don't have confidence in him running plays, then you need to get somebody else. And Callahan asked to do too much last year on his own. It's his fault. I still don't feel, y'all tell me if y'all believe me, I still don't feel that we were a 3-win football team. Now, I know we had bad quarterback play. I totally agree with that, right? And we had bad offensive line play. It's a lot of things we had issues with. Our special teams was terrible. But I thought we could at least win 5 games. Vegas had us at 6, and we cut that in half. Golly. So I'm like, Callahan, you want to be the head coach? You want to be the offensive coordinator? You want to do everything. You want to call the play. You want to do it all. Bro, sit back. This is your rookie year, dude. Sit back and let somebody else. Now, I saw another result yesterday on Instagram. The Titans actually graded Brian Callahan an A-. He's like top 10 coaches as far as grades, as far as players wanting to play for him. And that's all cool. But, dog, at the end of the day, you got to win games. I don't care what it is. At the end of the day, you got to put players on the field that can win football games. And that didn't happen last year. So if you're not confident in Nick, get somebody else, bro.
I got a follow-up question for you, Hawk, and I answer mine. Titan South asks, is Callahan on the hot seat this year?
Yes, he is.
Yep.
He is. Last year, I wasn't really that high on Brian Callahan last year. I made that very obvious during the season. I did. And I think he's a good man, a good person. I think a good coach. I just think he was just in over his head. And as a result, 3 wins. So I look at it more like this. You know, everyone was on a hot seat. Rand Carthon got let go. We only had 3 wins. Now, I know Rand Carthon was there for 2 years. Callahan just won. I get that. So we're here now. You cannot do worse than 3 wins, bro. So I'd say Callahan needs to, and then we have the first pick of the draft. I don't think we're a playoff team at all. So I do think we need to win more games. He's got to at least get 6 games. We got to win at least 6 games. If he doesn't, we don't see progress. I think Callahan's out here. The way it ain't so much about Callahan, Jacques.
Right.
It's about Amy Adams Strong.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah, it's about her. It's her. She don't play that crap, bro.
Yep.
I want to say another word. She don't play that yish, right? Yeah. She don't.
No, that was my same thing. It's like, he's on the hot seat. Like, I think Berganzi, if they mess this number 1 pickup and there's no results out of it, Berganzi ain't gonna be here long either. It's like Brinker, it'll probably be Brinker first, Berganzi next, then Callahan, and then we'll be start the cycle over again. Jay Burke says this roster is not a 3-win roster, especially the defense. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Agreed.
Defense was our strongest suit last year. Matter of fact, the defense kept us in our first like 10 games. And then I think the latter part of the season is when they started getting fatigued, right?
They did, man. It was, they look
Which
like
is understandable.
they
It's
look like cupcakes out there, dog. Yeah, for
yeah,
real.
it was understandable. But their first 10 games, they were fighting. They were fighting. I got to give out minus like 2 or 3 games where we got our butts destroyed with Detroit in the Commanders game, right?
Mhm.
That was a defensive blunder. But when it comes down to it, defense kept us. That's why this. I don't know how you feel about this, Hawk. This draft should be focused on offense and maybe sprinkle 1 or 2 defensive players like a DN in a corner or a DB, right?
Yeah.
But the rest of those picks, we need to build this offense. We talked about tight end.
That's
we
right.
need in my opinion, I think we need another tight end, and tight end is deep in this draft.
Absolutely.
Of course, you need a right tackle.
Yep.
And that's gonna be the doozy there too. It's like, man, what would you do, right?
Yep.
Would y'all sign Ernest Jones? He was a baller. I would love to. I don't know why we traded him.
I don't either, man. I don't know why we traded Ernest Jones, bro.
If I got a question, ran on something,
why
the hell did you trade Ernest Jones, bro?
Yep.
What was the point of doing that?
Yep. Ernest Jones was our best linebacker when he was on the field. And not only that, I don't know if he listens to the show. I want you to understand you were noticed here in Nashville, sir. And not just, and he did well. We went to Seattle. He did well in Seattle. Man. So Ernest Jones made everybody else around him better too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I saw Kenneth Murray play better. I saw Harold Landry play better. Like Ernest Jones was a menace out there, dude.
He was, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's again, there's certain questions. I didn't question Rand a lot, but I was like, bro, why did you do that? Like, like what was the point of that? That didn't make no sense. Darnold would now Sam Darnold. Let's talk about that, Hawk.
Okay.
He wants 30 mil or 50 mil. He's gonna get paid. Somebody's gonna be dumb enough to pay him. Would you pay him to come to Nashville?
No, I wouldn't. It'd have to be I wouldn't. Because Darnold, he's a young veteran. He's not like Aaron Rodgers. Say, I'm okay with signing a veteran quarterback. I am. For at least a year, and drafting a quarterback, having somebody that, very similar to how the Green Bay Packers did with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, right? Just with, Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? This year with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix. I'm okay with that. But Sam Darnold is not that quarterback. What I mean is Sam Darnold is a long-term solution. He's not a one-year guy. You know what I'm saying? Sam Darnold's at the peak of his career right now. He's going, and the market says he will get paid that. Somebody will pay him because how bad quarterbacks are needed in this league. So I think Sam Darnold will get his money, but I wouldn't pay him that here. I wouldn't bring him here. But you, Jacques?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no. No. I would not bring him here at all, man. I don't fool me, right? He's good, but is that a Baker Mayfield situation, right? Or is that a Sam Darnold digressing when he gets to a non-talented team? He had a hell of a team. His team was so good that when it was time for it to count, it didn't count. That makes sense?
Right.
They didn't make it count at the right time. I'm like, I mean, it's the playoffs, bro. You're supposed to be this big quarterback, which you're gonna get paid anyway.
Yep.
If he would have took him to the playoffs and took him deep, then I'd be like, Sam Darnold's for real. Okay, cool. We can argue. We can make an argument for Geno Smith. Geno Smith took his team to the playoffs, right?
Right. Yep.
It's like, okay, Geno, you age well, right? You age like wine. Okay, cool. You either age like wine or you age like cheese. And I don't know what the Sam Darnold is, and I don't want the Titans to take that risk. I'm cool. That's cool.
That's right.
Tremaine has a great question. Tremaine, this is a hell of a question. Who on the roster do you think will take a big step in progression this year? Hawk, I got a couple people. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you rock, Hawk, and I'll give my take on this.
This is easy for me, because I'm telling y'all, we got an all-pro ball player. Y'all just don't know it yet. And I know we talk a lot about Jeffrey Simmons, who I felt Jeffrey Simmons had a really good season. I think Jeffrey Simmons had a great season last year. I don't know if the numbers would say so. Jeffrey Simmons had a hell of a year last year, in my opinion, as far as controlling the middle. He had up and down games. Don't get me wrong. I think he was probably our best defensive player last year. But I think the best defensive player that's on our team and who he's going to make that next step is 93, dog, T'Vondre Sweat, bro. Sweat is a monster, dog. And I told you in the draft, I was like, he's my favorite pick in this draft. Like, I think T'Vondre Sweat has a first-round talent. And a lot of issues they were talking about him as far as, not being able to play all game and all that. He did that. He did that, not a problem. And when T'Vondre Sweat is on his game, he's unstoppable. And he was a rookie. As a first year of anything, you just trying to fit in, trying to feel, you know what I'm saying? I think next year, he's going to be mad and mean. I've seen him one time get pissed off, and I was like, oh, yeah, somebody to piss T'Vondre Sweat off, and for 3 plays, he dominated. So I was like, look, we keep him in that mindset. T'Vondre Sweat can be a beast. T'Vondre Sweat is going to be an all-pro. He's going to be a Pro Bowler one day. It's a lot of talent in defensive tackle in the league, you know what I'm saying, to be like all-pro. But I think it's T'Vondre Sweat's going to make that next progression. What about you, Jacques?
So I got a couple, okay? So he's number one for me. If I got to rank him, T Sweat, like you said, he's going to be a dominating presence. I think he's going to be a little bit more – he's going to take more of a leap than Jeffrey did, if that makes sense, and plugging in that middle because, when he wasn't in there, we struggled. When he's in there, we do not struggle, okay? Right. So for me, number one –
we don't. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Go ahead, dog.
Number 2, J.C. Latham. I think J.C. Latham is going to take that next leap as well. He's got his feet wet. He's played some of the good pass rushers in the league now. The game slows down for you, and you have a different quarterback back there where you can kind of do what you do. And I think, to me, people gave him a mixed grade, but I think he did pretty solid. Matter of fact, he did a hell of a job from what we came from. So the only thing, you didn't really have a lot of big shoes to fill, bro. So you did your thing.
That's right.
Third for me is Jarvis Brownlee. Now, I think Jarvis, out of all the players, he was tested the most, right? He was tested the most with the receivers that he had to guard. And I think he grew up fast, and what he was able to do the way he grew up, I was like, man, dude, you're pretty solid, my guy.
Yep.
Do what you got to do. Keep pushing. Like, you're going to do your thing. And then last but not least, I think he has some growing to do is Cedric, right? Cedric Gray. The injury set him back, but I feel like this year's going to be more of his getting his feet wet type of season.
Yeah. And
I'm intrigued to see what he's going to do. So I told you, I got a list, man, of people that I think that's going to do what they do. And you're right, Titan South, he locked Nico down. So when these second-year players, and I got to give Rand and Brinker their credit, y'all brought in rookies that actually played, and they played an entire season.
They played the entire season, dude.
The entire season. That doesn't happen.
That's right.
Out of that whole draft, Cedric was the only one, I think, that really didn't play.
That's right.
You had the kid from Tulane. He played a little bit.
And he got benched towards the end of the season. Yeah,
exactly. And I can go back and question that pick and be like, I wouldn't have took him right there, but it is what it is, right? But the first 2 or 3, 4 picks that you did, or 3 picks, they solid. Matter of fact, they outperformed some of your veterans. So that's for me.
Yeah, man. I hope Tajay Spears show up next year too. We really need Tajay Spears, man. Like
he digressed a little bit, but I know
he did. He had some injuries and stuff. Yeah, but I really concussion issues, not really injuries, concussions. And he got the big skull cap on. Yeah. It's like Josh Wiley, even like y'all wear these big skull caps and still get concussions. That's a concern.
They don't know how to fall, man.
Yeah, it's facts. No, it's something. I don't know. Like Spears was missing last year, dude, on our offense, bro.
Right, he was.
Spears is dynamic, man.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, maybe it's because of the Callahan system, right? The Callahan system catered more to what's his name, right?
Tony Pollard,
Spears, TP. It catered to TP. TP got more love than Spears, but it seems like Spears' rookie year, man, he was all over the place, man. He was all over
with Derrick Henry out there.
With D. Henry, yeah,
he had multi-purpose yards. Like he's got Tajay Spears got the talent.
Now, I don't know if y'all heard this. Me and Hawk did. The Titans will entertain a running back in this draft. We're talking about this draft is deep with running back too.
Yep.
So that tells me it's like, okay, they're looking at Spears. Spears, can you stay healthy?
Yep.
And if you can't, Chestnut came in, but he didn't really produce a little bit, but he didn't produce like that, right?
Yep.
And then TP, you know TP's history. TP will give you that first year, he pretty solid. That second year, he gonna kind of his injury's gonna start sneaking up on him. And that third year, he's out. So I can see that. I can see that. James, hey, this is now if you're new to the show, give him an announcement real quick, Hawk. If you're new to the show, Hawk mentioned it earlier about when we do our draft show. We tend to get 1 or 2 picks right. And this has happened, Hawk, 2 years?
At least 2 or 3 years in a row.
2 or 3 years in a row.
And sometimes we might not pick them exactly at that same round, but it'd be like a round off. So it'd be a round good.
Exactly. So if you have not watched our show, you're new to our show, you just subscribe, just know me and Hawk really do our homework, right? And so my year was Tajay Spears. We drafted CTP.
Yeah.
Last year was James Williams for Hawk. James, man, Hawk called me. He said, man, I sent him a safety. I sent him the other safety from Miami. And Hawk was like, damn, who is this tall dude, man? He about 6'4" out here knocking dudes. Da, 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 da. And I said, oh, that's James, bro. James out there knocking dudes, but I don't think the Titans gonna draft him. And then Hawk did his homework. He said, man, shoot, I like him, bro. We're gonna draft him. And then he had us drafting him. I think it was in
I think like the 6th round, and they ended up drafting him in the 7th round.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So it's like, oh man, hey. So when you say you excited to see what James Williams, I'm excited too for him to learn the linebacker position, because if he learns the linebacker position, hey, could be one of the hardest linebackers.
Exactly, because even when he was on the field, he plays reckless. Like he wants to hit people. Like dude is. Up here, hey, he has some personal fouls. Like this man about it. He with it.
He about it, bro. He do not care. He does not
care.
All
it's gonna take for him for James, because there's one thing he didn't do last year. He didn't hit anybody to knock them out, like he did in Miami. That's all it's gonna take. And it's harder to do that at linebacker, especially as a skinny linebacker, because you'd have to, as a safety, you going downfield to hit somebody. At linebacker, you're right there, right? So he'd have to go through east and west to hit somebody. But it can happen. And when it happens, you're going to see him go, woo-hoo! Next thing you know something's going to snap.
You know what I think will help him learn, and this is my coaching hat, man, is learning his gap assignments, right? Learning how to read the gaps. And once his play recognition gets better, bro, oh my God. Because like you said, the downhill impact is there. The east and west impact is a little bit hard. He's so long, though.
Right, exactly.
Because his range of tackling is there. But I think teaching a linebacker that short burst of, you got that short field to work with. Gap assignments and gap play recognition will help him. So I'm hoping he's learning how to read gap. Because at safety, Hawk, we play safety.
That's right.
Safety. Right. We don't read gaps.
Right.
F a gap. I'm trying to knock your head off, bro.
That's right. And there's room to do it. There's space to do it. Especially you catch somebody lacking. Oh, I'm gonna knock him out.
Bro, I'm about to have a field day with your head, bro.
But you brought a hell of a point, though, dog. James Williams struggled with that, with gap assignment last year. He did. There were times James Williams hit the wrong gap. There were times he got to the hole late, right? The running back would run through. He might make the tackle, but the running back's going forward. That's you got to recognize. He did that a lot towards the end of the season. He got to play last year at the end of the season. And he made tackles. I think one game he had 10 tackles. He made tackles, but it's like, hey, you want to make big plays? To your point, you got to recognize your assignment.
You know, it's crazy. That's where Cedric Gray shines.
That's right.
Play recognition, right? He's not the biggest, but he can recognize his play. So I think he needs to get with his linebackers coach or a linebackers coach just to teach him, because in his mind, he probably still playing safety. You're like,
Right, that's right. That's right. And being like, well, I can't really do that because I only got 2 yards instead of 15, right? He's right there. Like, bam, I got to tackle him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's
and
hard.
he's skinny. And he's
a skinny linebacker. Exactly.
That's right.
There it comes to. He said, I hear tight ends are premium this year as well. Are there any particular y'all want to draft? The kid from Penn State. So, Darren, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. I like him, dog. Tyler Warren is no joke. Will we have a shot at him? Hell no.
Not at all.
He's going top 15. And I was joking with Hawk. I said, I think he'll go to the Chiefs because the Chiefs are trying to look for a replacement for Travis Kelce, and he fits the mold, right? Hell, he can go to the Colts because he reminds me of Dallas Clark.
That's his favorite player. He said that's his favorite player of all time.
It's amazing. Now,
he wears 44 because of Dallas Clark.
Yep. Now, there is 2 players. I don't even think we have a shot at them, to be honest with you.
The Michigan tight end.
You got the Michigan tight Colston, Loveland. I don't think we'll have a shot at him too, Hawk. We have to, man.
Now,
there's 2 players we might have a shot at. Mason Taylor. It was Jason Taylor's son.
Yep.
Okay.
Look just like that Joker too.
Look just like him. Solid, good hands, good block. I like him. And then you got the kid from Miami, Cam Ward's old teammate, right? Elijah Arroyo. That kid, that was one of Cam Ward's favorite.
You mean grown man? That man's old. Go ahead.
Bro. Yes, grown man. Exactly. But he's an option. I'm thinking of, when I think of tight end, I'm thinking of where our draft position is, right?
That's right.
Harold Fanning from Bowling Green.
He'll be available.
You said who?
Fanning would be available.
He
in
would
the second
be.
round.
But the problem is, when we want to pick a tight end that high, you see what I'm saying?
I know. Nope.
Like that. Exactly. So I'm looking at the day 3, day 2, 4th round get a tight end, right? If
Yep.
he's there, if you see one that he likes.
Yeah.
So
There's now you said, Jacques, there's a lot, dog. There's a lot of tight ends in this draft that's deep. Texas got a tight end. It's really good. He's really good. He's like 6'6" out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna get Helm is his name from Texas. Like, you know what I mean? It's like man, it's Rondé Gatson from Syracuse. You know, his dad used to play for the Miami Dolphins. He's gonna be there. There's probably 8 tight ends that can get drafted in the first 3 rounds.
Oh yeah, and they gonna get drafted.
Yep, that's facts.
Tremaine says, if Brian Callahan was to fire Nick and give up play calling, who would be a good candidate? I'll be honest with you, bro. I would look in the college ranks. I would want to go younger. I would want to go somebody that's a little bit more innovative. I have to do my homework to give you a specific person, but I would look towards the college ranks. I feel what's happening in the NFL now is you have like Nick Holt. What did Nick Holt do? What was his prior to becoming an offensive coordinator? What did he do, Holt? Does anybody literally tell me what he did? I know he was with the Jacksonville Jaguars, but what was his resume? Right?
Yeah, I'm not sure up front. I'm sure over his career he's done some things, but as far as an NFL play caller, I don't know.
Exactly. Like, and the reason why I'm saying college ranks is because I compare them with these new players that are coming out of college, right? Somebody from Miami staff, and I'm just throwing it out there, bro. Say if we draft Cam, I would look at his offensive coordinator when he was at Miami. If he's willing to leave, bring him up, make him comfortable, right? I think you're going to start seeing that mold of building rosters and building offensive staff, or just your staff period, because he's like, okay, hey, how can I pair him with him to make him feel comfortable? That makes sense?
Yep. Facts. Yes. Yeah. I don't think Brian Callahan he's not firing Nick Holtz or whatever. No. Like they're going down the same ship, man. And if anything, what he would do if he was to allow Nick Holtz to be the offensive coordinator, let him do it. Yep. Give him a shot. That's why you hired him. See what he can do. I would prefer him do that. We don't really know. We don't know what Nick Holtz can or can't do, really. Let him do it. You run the team, Brian Callahan. You have not got enough clout yet to be like head coach and offensive coordinator. I'm making the plays. I'm doing this, bro. Hey, in life, man, sometimes, bro, you got to learn to delegate. You know, I've many times in my career, man, especially in my younger part of my career, man, I had interviews and I'd be like, man, one of the things that, you know, people would say, well, you got to learn to delegate stuff. You can't just do everything. And I'm like, damn right about that.
Yep.
That's how you're going to get yourself out.
Yep.
And put a burden on you more than what you should bear. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Facts. Titan South with the $2 super chat. Go ahead, throw him that slide, brother.
Titan South. Do. Oh, Titan South once again in the building. Titan South. We appreciate it, bro.
He says Callahan probably plays Madden and uses that as his play caller. Yeah, that's funny. You hilarious.
And you know, here's the thing, y'all. Callahan has some good games of play calling, some bad games too, for sure. But you know, more than just say play calling, Jacques, you've said this too. Like it's more about just responsibility. Like, if you're Brian Callahan, don't have that as like your like being overwhelmed and stressed and stuff like that. Man, screw that, bro. Sit back, let somebody you handle the team. Every offense, defense, special teams, you're the head coach. You're not there yet. You're not up to, I'm trying to think of like, you know, Andy Reid level. You're not, you know, you got a long way to be in any of that stuff, bro. Like it's not even on the same stratosphere, dog. You know what I'm saying? So learn first.
Yep. Hey, it's what we call in my profession having a retrospective, right? And I hope they had a retrospective where what went well, what didn't go well, what we can improve on. And like you said, and that's a hell of a point you said, delegating. I had to learn that in my career as well. It's like I can't do everything. I want to do everything. I probably can do everything, but I can't do that. I just can't. So I'm with you. We talked about this conversation has been talked about so many times, and I just hope, even with him calling plays, maybe he doesn't trust Nick Holt just yet, right?
Yep.
When he trusts him, I think that's when he'll hand the playbook over and say, "Hey, here you go, bro. Do your thing." But it's maybe a trust factor. Maybe they run mock plays in practice and it just don't look right. He'd be like, okay, why would you? Maybe they have meetings. He says, hey, Nick, what would you do in this situation? I would do this in this situation versus this. Well, why would you do that, right? Why would you run that route combination versus this route combination? At that point, I got to trust you. So I think that's the problem why he hasn't handed over the reins is because he probably don't trust him. This is what it is.
That's right.
So Jay Burks, he says, I can see us drafting a tight end because Chig and Wiley are mid to me. Me and Hawk just had this conversation, bro.
Yep, that's right. Mid. Yeah.
Hey, he's stupid.
I know.
Darren said.
So I say this. Wiley is mid for sure. Chig is mid somewhat too. But I do think, you look at the last few games, Chig was one of the best tight ends in the league from a statistical standpoint. Chig was, man, for the last 3 games, I was like, God dang, Chig, I see the young Delaney out there. So Chig has the ability. He's a playmaker at tight end, actually. You know what I mean? So, again, offensive coordinator, know your talent, know who you have. We did have 1,000-yard rusher and 1,000-yard receiver last year. I think people forget that. But Chig was underused, if you ask me. He had a few games he dropped the ball. And please know I'm not acting as like Chig is some all-pro because he's not. But, man, he's got ability. So next year, to go back to that question, whoever asked, who do you expect to step up? I expect Chig to step up. Step up, Chig. He's got the ability. This is what, year 3 for him now, right? It's time, dog. It's time, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what can happen with Chig, Jacques. Because I think other teams know this too. They'll know, like, kind of like how the 49ers did with Delaney Walker. It's like, man, this man he's out there playing special teams. Like, when it ended up happening, Chig, after 3 years, a team could maybe shoot up and say, look, man, we'll pay you a little extra $3 million a year to have you on our skit. And he'd be gone. Yep.
So I'm gonna say this, and shout out to Brinker for this. Chig did he have Tannehill as a quarterback? He had Tannehill.
Yes, he did. His rookie year. Yep, he did.
He had Tannehill, and now he has Will Levis. I would like to see him with a better quarterback to see if he can step up. Wiley too, right?
Yeah.
I would like, in the way Callahan was using him in the last part of the season, it seemed like Callahan knew, okay, this is how you use him.
Ooh,
right?
I'm about to get off this call, though. That's exactly what happened. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is how we use them. Okay, cool. I think what was going to happen, they're going to build on that next year, right?
Yep.
And put in special packages, because Chig can he be an every down tight end? Maybe, but he's more like that hybrid type of style of tight end where he's a receiver because he got speed. I mean, that joker took a 5-yard hitch or a 5-yard screen to the house. It's like, damn. So I think they were trying to recreate Jonnu Smith, and we should have never got rid of Jonnu Smith in the first place. The Titans are so stupid. We did a lot of dumb things. That makes me so mad. But we're trying to recreate that magic, and I think Callahan's like, oh snap. So now,
if you're Callahan, put the Callahan. What is he saying, dude? That's Callahan. What if he's doing what, dude? What did he say?
Hey, man. Hey, getting ready, bro. Like, I think you found him. I think you found your toys. I think you found a place for him, dog. Like I think you have found your Jonnu Smith. Like, that's basically what they were trying to recreate when they drafted him. It's stupid. That's why John Robinson ain't got no job now, because of how stupid he just dumb, bro. It's pissing me off even talking about it. Because now look at Jonnu Smith with the Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
Where the hell did that come from? Well, we knew he had it, right?
Right.
He's got to find his groove. So now I think now, and even I'm gonna take this. You ready for this? Even with that, Callahan said in originally last season, I like to use big heavy tight end packages. Okay, cool. Well, how are you gonna do that? I don't know. I'm just gonna do it, right?
Right.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure it out. I don't know. So now I think he knows what he's doing. It's like, okay, cool, boom. Yeah. But I'm still with Darren on that. We do need a better tight end that you can pair with him. Yeah. Josh Wiley, I think they just drafted him strictly off of height. So I
and it's crazy because Delaney, Jonnu, and Chig all are the same in a way. Yes. Delaney's better than all of them, but Jonnu's a hell of a tight. Guys that are not 6'5" tight ends, about 6'2", 6'3" with a lot of speed. You know what I mean? And breaking ability, like break tackling ability, is incredible. Both they all run like running backs. You know what I'm saying? Man. Yeah.
He said Chad Lesnar. Told you he looked like Brock Lesnar, bro. He looked that joker looked just like Brock Lesnar, dog. Yep. Just like Brock Lesnar.
Jacques, this is funny to me, dude. Look, man, look at this. This is funny. This is exactly what you was like. This is exactly what Callahan was like. Damn, Chig, I see you over there, dog. Hey, that man got a bit. I didn't know that. I ain't seen that. We about to, hey, last 3 games, we're gonna give him the football. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he looked through the clouds and saw that, like, man, what am I doing, bro? I crapped on that. You know what I mean?
He said, "Oh shit, I've been messing up the whole time."
Yep.
But again, could it be the quarterback play? So let me say this. Let me say, I don't know how y'all feel about this. This is one question I meant to ask you, Hawk, before you got off.
Okay.
So there's a article that came out, and then it came out of their mouths that they're going to bring back Will Levis to compete, right?
Yep. They did.
How does that make everyone out? How does that make the weekly family feel? And Hawk, how do you feel about it?
So I say this, dude. First of all, Will Levis is on contract. This is last year on contract. Right. So, when you look at the quarterback position, I'm more on the concern of like Mason Rudolph. Like, y'all saw we bringing them both back here, Will Levis and Mason Rudolph. Now, in bringing in Will Levis, I'd understand more than Rudolph, and because those are the 2 quarterbacks we have. So if you get rid of them both, we don't have a quarterback. So then I guess you draft and get a free agent quarterback. But if Will Levis is here, then you're not signing a free agent quarterback. If you draft a quarterback, or if you keep him here, you probably won't draft a quarterback. You have a free agent quarterback and then hope to get a quarterback the next season. That's the tricky part of keeping Will Levis. So it's like, you can have 3 quarterbacks, but they're not going to have Will Levis be quarterback 3. No, they're not going to do that. So it just depends. Like, if you keep him, then it's to the Titans brass. What do you do? They're gonna keep him at least to compete for either a starting spot or the backup spot for next season. And they could cut him. Yeah, they could cut him. You know what I mean? But again, he's under contract, and so that'd be a cap hit. And I don't know if I want to take a cap hit cutting Will Levis. I don't want to couch that from that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna lose money, I'm gonna lose some talent here, like premier talent, right? But to bring him back and Mason Rudolph, I don't know. Jacques, tell me what you think. Maybe you think differently on that.
I mean, with the Will Levis thing, like you said, I understand it, and in the way they positioned it, and the way they positioned it very, very sneakily, if that makes sense. They said, okay, well, Callahan's offense was new. It takes a quarterback time to pick up a new offense. We're going to send Will Levis off to throw, to change his mechanics and to do this and do that. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, Callahan, you covering your butt. Because remember, you're supposed to be this quarterback guru. You're supposed to be this quarterback whisperer that can elevate quarterbacks and stuff, right?
Yep.
Nah, brother. This quarterback, Mr. Will Levis, no. Now, that came from Brinker. Abuganzi, who said that, right? And I think Will Levis's leash is short because I think they're trying to bank it on how Malik Willis took that next step, right? Because Malik Willis did take that next step. He did. And it got him traded. He went to Green Bay, won a couple of games. So I'm thinking they're trying to recreate that whole little situation. And it's like 2 different quarterbacks, 2 different styles. One is a little bit more crazier. And his nervous system, as they call it, is kind of off a little bit. So I don't know if he can calm down and try to focus, right? I think it's a focusing problem. But I think if you bring him back and he's in training camp and he's just effing it up, then I can see the Titans kind of like, you know what, bro? We ain't got nothing left in you, right? We might bring you back as a backup. You know the offense, cool. Let's just shelve him, put him down, or put him on the practice squad, right? Yeah. But Will Levis has to take that super, super, super leap. And that quote-unquote excuse that they gave him is like, dude, Jaden Daniels ain't never played in the NFL. He done came and picked up the offense just like that. And that's different. I can't get on that. I can't get on board. What's his name from Broncos? Bo Nix came in, did the same thing. It's like, I can't get on board with that excuse, Callahan, because that's on you. I can't get on board with that. I guess it's an excuse that you just gave. Right. Like, he can't pick up the offense. Stop, dog. Stop.
I'm going to tell you this, John. I wouldn't be surprised, say, if we do draft a quarterback, I wouldn't be surprised that we don't sign a free agent. Because, again, I still don't think there's a lot, but I don't think it's anyone that's jumping off.
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, but what's that?
That's why I think they're saying Mason Rudolph. What you just said, you said facts, no paper. I don't think you realize what you just said. Somebody that don't jump off the screen.
Right. So I think what they'll end up doing is I think they'll end up cutting Mason Rudolph or keep him at quarter QB3, and then somebody might pick him up, or he'll just be out there in the garage somewhere. I think they'll end up, if they end up drafting a quarterback, I think they won't sign a free agent. I think they'll start the season with Will Levis as a starting quarterback and have the rookie quarterback as his backup game one at least. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. Like especially you got a guy already on contract that's already been here instead of signing a free agent old quarterback.
Right.
Because if anything, if Will Levis ends up doing well, that helps us. And even if we trade him, he'd be bigger trade value, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
And I would feel comfortable with that. Say, like you said, if we drafted a quarterback and he's not the day one quote unquote starter, I'm okay with that. It's like a Falcons situation. It's like the Falcons got Kirk Cousins. They said Michael Penix come through. Everybody in the building knew Michael Penix was better. They knew that, but you signed him to a bigger contract. Hey, go out there. We're gonna give it to him once you start stinking it up, and once you start stinking it up, then we're gonna pull it. So I think that's how they probably will position it, where they get in training camp. If it's Cam Ward or Shador and they actually showing out a little bit more, you'd be like, okay, bruh, we're going to try him game one. We're going to try him game two. And I can live with, like we gave Will Levis a chance, right?
Right.
When he got in late, we gave him a chance. You said, okay, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. You growing pains. Okay, cool. Same thing. Give him a chance. See what the growing pains would be, right? So,
yeah.
Let's see.
We'll go another question or two. What up, Debo? What's happening, bro?
He said, it seems like a straight up spaz as in spazzing out. Maybe one day someone will get through to him, but it ain't us.
That's right. Agree. Facts, no paper, man. Yeah, because, Jacques, I was telling you about the conversation I had with Jared Stillman, right? Yeah. Where, he was speaking on a lot of hero ball. I was like, nah, it ain't hero ball, it's panic ball. And ever since I told him that, here's what he's been saying. It's like, he said, you're right on that, Hawk. Will Levis is not playing hero ball. He plays panic ball. He literally has a heart attack on the field when things happen. A panic attack on the field while playing with the ball in his hand. He'd be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do here? Or he'll do some meme stuff. Oh, B-boy over here. So like, bro, what are you doing? Calm down. Live to the next play, bro. That's not hero ball. That's panic ball. That's his problem.
And I think to add to that, that's why Callahan mentioned nervous system, right?
Yep.
That's why he mentioned. And I think that's why they're impressed with Shador and Cam, because what you want to say about both of them. Something that I haven't seen really besides Jaden Daniels, because Jaden Daniels is like this too. They are cool, man. They are cool in panic situations. Sanders has seen the worst pocket out of all of them, right? His pocket, man, his offensive line has been trash. So he's just in that thing like, oh. And I'm like, bro, you gonna throw the ball? Boom. You be like, wow. You were cool, man, in that situation. I like you're cool. You're collective. You're collective in panicky situations. Ward, we seen this joker just stand there. I ain't never seen nobody do that. Just standing, Hawk, just standing.
Yep.
Just looking. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
That's right.
And
that's right.
Like, what are you doing, bro? But it works. You know what I mean? So
it works. Yep.
He said way more.
We appreciate everybody with the questions, man. You all are firing it off. Is way more agreed. Shador Sanders is unbelievably, and sometimes he holds on the ball too long. Sometimes like, dog, get the ball out your hands. He be like, and then what Shador Sanders does, the thing that concerns me about him is like, I don't want him to get hurt because he will take the shot. He'll make the three. He'll like, I know I'm about to get hit. I'm gonna still throw the ball anyway. And one thing I noticed about Shador when you look at film as well is he has a real good sense of things around him. There's many times I've seen him with the ball because his line, especially this year, was bad. The year prior was terrible. I've seen plays where he would be sitting back at quarterback and the pressure will come onto the blind side. He'll duck and the guy will miss him as if he knew that was happening, right? And he'll still stay in the pocket and he'll make his accurate throw. His accuracy is amazing. So I just hope he can learn to, hey, at times, hey, man, get that ball out your hands so you won't take unnecessary shots.
And I think they'll teach him that, if that makes sense, because that's something I noticed as well. His pocket presence is dope. It's nice. Something that Will Levis struggles with is what? Pocket presence. His pocket presence. If we at the grocery store and I say, hey, Will, and I'm standing behind him, he ain't gonna hear me. He ain't gonna see me.
Right.
Like, damn, Will, did you not hear me? Did you not see me?
That's right. Or if he does, he's gonna drop the loaf of bread. Ah!
He gonna
Like,
panic and
Will, calm down. Yeah, like, bro, relax.
I'm playing, bro. I'm just
Right.
playing. I just want to say I'm a fan, bro. How you doing?
Yep.
Oh man, hey, don't do that no more. I'm like, hey, bro, I know you got PTSD, but calm down, brother.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's funny. Let's see. Cam Ward just goes with the flow, and and that's another thing that I like. Both of them are like that. They have short memories.
Yep.
They have
do.
short memories. They don't. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Cam would throw an interception before Shador.
Right.
I think Cam would be if there was one that was the freakish of the two, it'd be Cam. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at times he'll just, I got to get rid of this football or whatever and things. I would, though both of them, Shador didn't really have many interceptions at all in his career, but he's not as mobile as Cam. Right. But then Cam, he didn't have a lot of interceptions either in his career. But I think if there was somebody that would make more of a mistake in the process of pressure, it'd be Cam Ward in that regard.
He's more of a risk taker.
Yep,
he's more of a risk taker.
Yep.
Shador is not. Debo come with a good question. Do y'all think there will be a mass exodus of Titans fans whether they draft a quarterback or not? We already have a bunch of fair weather fans here. The fan base seems to be pretty split.
Yep. Debo, that's my boy, by the way, Josh.
Yes, sir.
Incredible beat maker, by the way, y'all. Like,
yes, sir.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
You want to rock first? Or you want me to rock first?
I think so. Okay. I'm going to say early, no. Early, no. I think the fan base is more like, okay, we trust Brinker. We trust these guys to do something right, whatever we draft, right? Rock with them, whoever. They're going to be fans that are going to be pissed off, yes. But I don't think you'll see it early, but you'll see it later. And I'm not saying later longer, later shorter even. What I'm saying is, say we don't draft the quarterback and another team drafts Cam Ward or Shador. Let Cam or Shador ball out for 3 games. Watch what the Titans fans do at that point in time, right? You go into the season with, with optimism. Like, okay, we got to be better than we were last year. We only won 3 games. So going into next season, okay, we figure out who, and then again, depends on who we sign as a free agent quarterback or whatever. Okay, whoever we draft, whatever, blah, 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 whatever. We know the importance of a quarterback position. Let Cam or Shador. Now, I don't know what Cam or Shador will do first few games. But even if they're not even balling, you just see progress. Like even Caleb Williams type of progress, you're going to see a humongous exodus of fans. Like, you know what? Screw the Titans, man. Y'all had the opportunity. Screw y'all. We wait till next year to see what y'all do. We're done for 2025. That's my thought. I don't know. What about you, Jacques?
So I'm about to, because I'm very passionate about this because I'm a season ticket holder. And Hawk, you go to a lot of away games. You invested as well.
20 plus years.
So when I think about this is bad timing for the Titans. If we didn't have a new stadium, if we weren't building a new stadium, this wouldn't weigh as heavy, right? It wouldn't weigh as heavy. But now you have a new stadium that you have to sell. You have to sell tickets. Now, of course, that venue will be used for other things, right? March Madness, this event, that event, this event, this event. But you're losing money when it comes to this team for the past, I would say the past 3 years, right? The past 3 years I've been going to these games. They have not been sold out. Fan engagement is not there. The Titans are not doing a good job at treating the season ticket holders with respect, right? When it comes to our gifts and everything. So a lot of Titans fans that are season ticket holders that I talk to, that I interact with at the games, some of them are not renewing tickets, right? Some of them are not getting tickets to the new stadium. And the reason why, of course, they're not winning, right? You got to win to put butts in seats, right?
Facts. Yep.
You got to win. That's the thing. To your point, now we've had this conversation plenty of times, right? The fan base is holding on by a short string, dog. It's holding on by a short string. And what I noticed after Cam and Shador had their interview, a lot of Titans fans bought into Cam Ward, right? A lot of them. Again, it was split. Like somebody said earlier in the chat, it was split. But now I'm starting to see the pendulum shift to where everybody likes Cam. It's like, man, Cam is solid, man. I like his interview. I like how he's talking. Draft him. People that were on the fence and they were talking about trading the pick about a month ago when they heard Cam, I was like, what? I said, you were just talking about trading the pick. Now you want to draft him. I'm on board with that, right? I'm on board with that. So now what happens with Titans fans? This is how we get disappointed. We all get on the same page for once, right? You be like, man, we on the same page. Everybody wants this player. And all of a sudden, the Titans figure out how to way to F it up. And it puts us in a bad situation, right?
Yep.
So now I think, like somebody saying, now it's the split between Cam and Shador. But everybody knows we need a quarterback, right?
Yep.
We need a quarterback. We need a quarterback bad. So now you have people are saying, okay, hey, we need a quarterback, but which quarterback do you want to get, right? And I think if we get either one, yeah, you might have some fans be disappointed, but then when you figure out, wow, okay, I can get on board with that. But to your point, if we trade the pick and those two, now I'm going to take a step further. Take their team to the playoffs like Jaden Daniels did last year. It's a wrap, dog. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Your mic is off.
I know.
Okay. I can hear you now. Nope. Still, your mic is off.
Okay, give me a minute. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So what you're going to have is you're going to have Titans fans spaz out, and you're going to have Titans fans, rightfully so. We might lose some Titans fans. You might have Titans fans transition to something else, do something else with their time until the team can get back on their feet or whenever. But the trust from the Titans fans is low right now, right? The trust is low. The trust is super low. And you want to kill the trust? Do that, right? Do that, what you just said. Do that. Trust. Do you want to gain the trust back? Draft a quarterback. You draft a quarterback, you get the fan base excited. Even like you said, Bryce Young, he picked it up. They got their franchise quarterback. He started clicking for him. So now they only won like 4 or 5 games, but I can take that, right? Say if that happens to the Titans, if we draft Shador, Cam, and we win 4 or 5 games, but Cam and Shador are not the reason why we lost those games, right? It's like, okay, hey, we lost these games because we're missing a piece here. We lost these games because we missed it by a field goal or two. It wasn't because of the quarterback. If that's the case, we cooking with something. Our future looks bright. But if it don't happen, Hulk, I'll be at the new stadium. I will be, but I don't think you'll be there, right? Because we're Titans fans. We believe this is our job, right? This is literally our job. So we have to be there. We have to calm the fan base down. But at the same time, we're realistic as well, right? So, and if you want to be put in the conversation of one of those teams that are up and coming, that's bright, get your Shador. Like you said, we'll get more primetime games. People want to see us. Deion Sanders will be here a lot more. He'll bring his crew a lot more. You'll bring a lot more notoriety to the city, which I say Nashville is a lot better than a lot of these cities out there that have these high-powered NFL teams like Kansas City and all. Nashville's a hell of a city, right? So, Titans, just let me say this. If y'all listen to our show, do the common sense thing. Draft a quarterback. If it's Shador, Cam, draft a quarterback. Just do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Yep. So, and I'll tell y'all this too. We don't know how Cam and Shador are going to be as pros. We don't know, right? I don't want y'all thinking like, oh, they're Hall of Famers. We don't know. But what we are saying is a quarterback room smells like a skunk on the road. And you have Brian Callahan, who is supposed to be this offensive guru. Make it work. It's a risk. If you don't draft this year, even next year you try to draft a quarterback, it's a risk. There's nothing guaranteed, right? If you feel this is okay, so I got to cook on this one, bro.
Go ahead, do your thing, bro.
So, have you all seen what Mel Kiper has said in the draft board? And Bucky Brooks, right? Other draft folks have said Cam Ward should be picked number 2. Cam Ward should be picked 2, right? Now, if you feel that Cam Ward is good enough to pick number 2 to a team that needs a quarterback and not really need a quarterback, and I'm speaking on the Cleveland Browns, if you think he's that good to be there based on him being the best quarterback in the draft, why in the hell would you not think he should be picked number 1? I don't understand that. I mean, can somebody at least let me know that? What I'm saying is like, make it work. If you all feel they're good enough to be at that spot, there's no way in hell that you shouldn't think that we would pick Cam Ward as a Titans quarterback. So if maybe I'm tripping, and again, like I said, I'm not sitting there acting as if we got the next Steve McNair. I'm not saying that. I am saying that's how bad we need a quarterback. And if he's good enough to get to a certain spot, if other draft folks think the same, there's no question you should draft a quarterback here. You know what I mean? You can draft a defensive lineman. You can draft or whatever and pick number 1. But at the end of the day, what turns the knob if folks want to watch the game, what turns a team around if he's good is the quarterback position. Many teams that go to the Super Bowl are first-round quarterbacks. Yes, Jalen Hurts was a round 2 quarterback with a hell of a defense. Every so often, that's going to happen. Everything in life is not black and white. It's a lot of gray in there, for sure. But I am saying the numbers say quarterbacks that are number 1 normally in the first round normally make the playoffs, and that's what we're trying to get here. The last time we were in the playoffs, we had Ryan Tannehill, a first-round quarterback. So get your QB, man. So CJ says, I guarantee you Deion Sanders will be the Titans' next head coach. Man, that's hard to say. That'd be interesting. That would bring a lot of notoriety to the city. And I'm going to tell y'all, man, those that are not in Nashville, dude, and those that are in Nashville can attest to this. Every day Nashville is just continuing to just grow and like just evolve. It's unbelievable here. And you bring that notoriety to a new stadium to bring Deion here, that would be incredible. If I'm looking at it from a business standpoint, I'm a businessman. If I'm looking at it from a business standpoint, I'd welcome that. You know what I mean? But I don't think Deion has any, I don't think he wants to coach in the NFL. I think the right dollar price would have to come through. And I sort of hope he don't do that. Let Shador be his own grown man, bro. Let him do him. And Deion is at a good situation in Colorado. He's got new players coming and things like that. They're playing going to college. Ain't no way in hell you're going from Florida to Colorado without Deion Sanders. So grow that base there in Colorado. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Yep. And his team leader says winning cures it all.
It does at the end of the day. It does. It does. It does.
Team leader, you don't like prime time? I think everybody liked him when he played, but nobody like him now when he coaches.
You think so?
What are you talking about? Like, a lot of people don't like Deion when he played.
No, I think a lot of people. You're gonna have people that not like him, yes. Yeah. But I think, hey, the recruits don't think that, right? The television show. I'm just saying, like with Deion. Oh, you talking about no one likes Deion. I think that's what
you got people that don't like him. You got people that like him. Yeah, you got people that like him, and people. I told you he's my favorite. He's my favorite player because I try to tailor my game after Deion.
Right,
he's one of the best DBs ever. Like, but I think
the people that say that, the TV ratings don't say that.
Now I'll say this, that there is a couple of reasons why there is a certain people that don't like Deion because the Jackson State thing came up, right? And I actually talked to my homeboy about this, man. That's right. The reason why he don't like him is because of how he left Jackson State, which I understand. I understand certain things and why he did certain things. A lot of people don't know. Once Deion got his degree from Talladega, right? It's HBCU. And that's what forced him into going to Jackson State and sending his boys there and everything like that. He can't stay there forever. He's trying to grow them and get them to the next level. But I get it. I get it from, if I got to play devil's advocate, I get it. But like you said, from the TV ratings, man, Deion is, and this year be his prove it year, really, because he don't have Shador no more.
That's right. Nor Travis Hunter. That's right.
He don't have
he doesn't.
So I think he's trying to. It sucks as a father, you know. You don't want to let your baby bird fly, but you gotta let your baby bird fly the nest, right?
That's right. That's right.
And you let him fly. Let him, like you said, let him be his own man. Yep. You be your own man because you mentoring and teaching other kids and get them to where they go. So
that's right. And people don't know this about Jackson State. Again, we're here in Nashville. We're here in the South, and so. And, I went to a Jackson State game when they played Tennessee State in Memphis. I was at the game. And it's the Southern Heritage Classic, which they don't do anymore. That's been something that's been going on since 1990. I grew up around that too. So
I used to go to the games all the time.
So, and it's an amazing experience. It's amazing. So when that was going down there, the thing was, and it was all through the news in Memphis that, the Jackson State lost money. Deion had to spend his own money for that to even happen, his own money. So it's kind of like, man, look, why I got to do all that? Like, it brought Jackson State and HBCU to an unbelievable plateau, and Jackson State won a lot of football games as a result. So to your point, I understand why he moved. And yes, he's going to have a lot of people that don't like him. I'm not saying people don't like him. I get that. But I think sometimes the narrative is like nobody does. Like, no, more people like him. The ratings wouldn't say that. Think if Shador Sanders was not Deion's son.
Right.
If his name was Shador Hawkins, he had my land. If that was my son, right? So, people, so yeah.
And somebody tried to debate me about the Boulder, Colorado. No, so that was a video. Man, we talked about this Hawk about somebody's podcast. Shout out to him. talking about where Shador wouldn't fit in Nashville. And I do not agree with that. You coming from Boulder, Colorado to Nashville. And if you've never been to Nashville, Nashville is a lot better than Boulder, Colorado, right? In my opinion, I've never been. I'm just saying, right? It's like coming from point A to point B. And actually point A to point A, really, when you come to Nashville. So Nashville is growing. So, again, Deion knows about Nashville. Deion knows he'll be okay here. Wallow, Gilly the Kid said the same thing. He was like, hey, where would I want Shador to go? I want to go to Nashville because he can stay out of trouble, right?
Yep.
He won't be in trouble. Like, and another thing too, it'll benefit Deion as well. I know it's hard because his daughter plays at A&M. Shout out to A&M. Shout out to
where my son goes. My son, Alabama A&M in the building.
Yep. Shout out to A&M. So again, like you said, we've seen the Southern Heritage Classic, like you said, is no more. But when it was a thing. And to see them play in that classic, it was Eddie versus Deion. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was an amazing thing. So again, I understand it from both feats, but yeah, man. So
yeah, we'll go. What, Sean? We'll go one more question, I guess.
Yep.
All right. Great participation, y'all.
Yep. And again, that's going to be the debate: the Shador versus Cam. But the census is Titan South. Everybody's on the same page and wanting a quarterback. I think that's the good thing that I'm seeing out this whole thing with Titans fans now. It's like, okay, hey, we want a quarterback. Which one fits well, right? Which one fits that it is? Yep. And also listening to Callahan talk about Shador. Callahan, and I may be reaching here, but I feel like he likes Shador a little bit more.
You ain't reaching.
Yeah, from what he's comparing him to.
Yep.
What he said. Oh, he doesn't have the strongest arm. But Joe Burrow didn't have the strongest arm. Oh, he's very accurate. But Joe Burrow is very accurate. So it sounds like there's going to be a great discussion that's going to be had within that draft room. It's like, this is what I like. Okay, this is what I like. This is what I like about him. Versus this. So again, I think the discussions are being had at a heavier pace than what they were. And they met with him twice. That's another thing.
Right.
He has an advantage over Cam. He just met with Cam. Shador met with him twice.
Yep. Yep. That's right, y'all. Well, listen, y'all, look, we appreciate everybody participating here at the live chop up, y'all. Hey, we gotta say, man, we about to cook today, man, because it's so much going on with the combine. And of course, we have the number one pick. We are the talk of the city, man. We're the talk of the league. We're the talk everywhere right now. And that actually feels good, man. Because if we were drafting like 8, it wouldn't be that much conversation, man. We have pick 1. We control the league right now. We do. We got the bait. So just again, want to shout out to everybody, man, that joined in the show, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. Thanks for everybody with the super chats as well, too. If you have not followed us here on YouTube, shame on you. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you're not followed us on Bleacher Report as well, okay. All right. Sherrod Butler in the building. Hey, I gotta give a shout out for sure for Sherrod.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. Sherrod Butler. Hey, we're gonna get 2 for Sherrod. Sherrod Butler. Do-do-do-do. Boom. Do-do-do-do. Boom. Sherrod Butler in the building. We appreciate it, Sherrod. Listen, check us out on Bleacher Report as well, too, y'all. If you have not downloaded the app, all you gotta do is follow the Tennessee Titans. You'll see us on there. You can follow us as well. Follow me at Lorenzo_the Hawk. We got my boy Jacques at Jacques Merrill. Follow us there. Check us out on Instagram, Tennessee Titans Weekly, Jacques. We're on TikTok as well, Tennessee Titans Weekly, Jacques. We're actually on Twitter, Titans Weekly 24/7, and finally Apple and Spotify. We out there, Jacques.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Debo, man.
Debo, what's up? Debo, do-do-do-do. Boom. Debo in the building. AKA the architects on the track. Appreciate it, Debo.
Yes, sir. And again, appreciate the Weekly family, man. Thank you for y'all's participation. Again, I always say, man, y'all the smartest folks in the room when it comes to Titans fans. So we appreciate y'all, man, on that. And again, when you do follow those platforms, when you do get on there, like, subscribe, cut your notification bells on because it's going to let you know when we post any new content. Yep. And again, man, we got our show weekly on Bleacher Report every Wednesday. So if you're missing us, go over there, check us out. And again, we try to come over here and do like a live chop up every once in a while. It'll ramp up once the draft really gets cracking. And then once the season really gets going. So if you're new to the channel, new to the Weekly family, welcome. Thank you for supporting. And again, y'all enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk later, man. So shout out to y'all.
Yep, for sure, man, for sure. Well, listen, y'all have a great rest of your day on this beautiful Saturday, beautiful, blessed Saturday, man. Hey, we woke up, we all woke up, man. Hey, we got another day God has given us, man. So look, we hope that help you have a great day. Jacques, as we always say it, as we always do, bro. Facts!
No paper.